Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. You just saw my cat running across there. I just saw, and I didn't know it was a thing every month she did. I saw Robin Reflections video about the top tarot trumps, hashtag top tarot trumps, but it was VR to Mascha, Musings by Mascha, which I don't watch her that often, so I didn't know it was a more than one-time thing. She'd been doing this for weeks, apparently, since the beginning of the year, every couple weeks. And I just happened to catch them doing the Tower card the last, like 4 days ago or something, 5 days ago, something like that. She does it every 2 weeks, apparently, with a new tarot trump. So, I thought I would just show you guys my top 10 favorite Tower cards. And just kind of briefly explain why I think they're my favorites. They're all here. So my very first one ever, and I think I've done a video similar to this before where I showed my, I did one years ago where I showed my top tarot majors, like all the majors, and this probably was the number one, which is still number one, my number one favorite. It is from the Tarot of the She Tower card. That is stunning. To me, so the Tower is about, breaking down the old so you can rebuild or build anew. And this is literally someone coming into their power, breaking away from that old and the new emerging already. And I freaking love, and it's physical. And I love that. I love that it's literally someone stepping into their power. And I love the Tarot of the She simply because all of their books, not the majors, but the minors are all poetry. But I did want to read real quick what it says. I'm not going to read all of that because it's a lot. And it's tiny print. It says, I am the beginning lightning truth of your innermost divine soul. Strip away, blow away the empty mask of forgetfulness and know your sacred truth. From my eyes, illusion is burned away. From my voice are ripped all lies. From my heart is torn all distrust, freeing the wings of my ascension. Wow, I got full-on goosebumps reading that. Because I've said before, talking about past life things, I've said before how past lives, like memories almost feel like they emerge of talents I had in a past life or have emerged before. Like when I have certain herb decks, like I know exactly what the herbs are for, holistic wise, and what they're for to help cure things. And I don't know where this come from. It has to come from a past life. So it almost feels like that, in that it's like all lies are ripped away. From my eyes, illusion is burned away. Like all the illusions are gone and the truth is out there. The truth is you. And I think that's beautiful. I stand in the cosmos as one born into a new life. The comforting bandages of the old are scorched to oblivion. I know the pain of loss, and through that pain, I find my greatest gift. I find my soul, my truth, my strongest foundation. The spark becomes a blazing fire as the ego weeps at its demise. Wow. Follow me beyond the sorrow and find the startling vision of your own eternity. I freaking love that. That's the best Tower card ever. We could stop the video here, but I won't because I want to show you a few more. My next favorite is a new deck this year. It is the Supernova Tarot, and I freaking love it. For some reason, it makes me smile. All the shoes in this. It is from Los Scarabeo. This is Supernova Tarot. I have not even read the book yet. I'm going to read that real quick because I can't help myself. Tower, 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 tower. I'm pretty sure this is all a, nope, it is several languages. Sometimes I do all one language, sometimes I don't. Wait, High Priestess. Okay, so it's just a little blurb here. Where is it? Where are you at? To Prince Devil. The Tower. Wait, I just totally skipped it. How did I skip it? the tower. Upright, shattered certainties, liberation, destroying to rebuild. When rigidity reaches its peak, an explosion is inevitable. It's an anticipated event, a forceful release from an unbearable pattern. Despite its predictability, this descent creates a surprising roar, echoing unexpectedly. To fall and rise with greater strength, we need a solid foundation, setting the stage for a more resilient journey forward. Reverse. Okay, so that was upright. Reversed. Focusing on the fall, refusing to rise again, experiencing loss. The tower we relied on has crumbled. We chose to ignore the signs that it wouldn't stand much longer, and now, crash. We're left on all fours, fallen to the ground, yet we lack the resilience to extend ourselves and rise again, for the weight of pain and shame is simply overwhelming. However, within adversity lies the potential for growth and opportunity to learn and build a more promising future. Interesting. And it's deep. The book is deep, but the cards make me laugh so hard. I don't know what it is. They're hilarious. So this is like become my new second favorite tower card. Just because it's a high heel boot and I love it. It's like a 70s high heel boot too at that. So I love that. So my number 3 is from the Light Seers, all because it's all nature, right? And I don't really, to me, this is a tower that's out of our control. Like most of these, I think, is something that could be controlled or maintained. This is a outside of our control event, and it's all in nature. And I just love the fact that there's no human aspect to it. It's all nature doing the tower. So that's number 3, and I'm not reading the book on that. I'm not reading the book on all these. Number 4 is the Unfinished Business Tarot. This is an indie deck. So far, this is the only indie deck in here. I have a couple more. But I love the sunflowers. I love that it's a water tarot. I don't know what it is about this deck, but I love this deck so much. And I was going to read, maybe I won't read it all because it's a lot. This book is huge, 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 huge. Let's see what it says, though, for a little bit. Because there's a lot in here. Hierophant, Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, the Hangman, Death, Temperance, Devil, Tower. See how much? There's a lot. It says, the summer breeze gently crests a field of sunflowers, setting them into a soft, rhythmic dance beneath the midday sun. Amidst the serene scene stood a defunct water tower, its once pristine surface now a canvas of vibrant graffiti, a historical treatment to the town's youth. Testament to the town's youth. On one particularly splendid day, Ryan Austin, fresh from graduating as the valedictorian of the local high school, made his way to the tower. Clutching a can of spray paint, he was driven by the same urge that had inspired many before him, to leave a personal imprint on the town that nurtured him. Now, it's important to note a peculiar aspect of this tower. It seemed that those daring enough to scale it and leave their mark were soon met with life-altering changes. Consider Alston Kelter, once deemed unremarkable. After she adorned the tower's rust-streaked walls with her art, fortune smiled upon her in the form of a lottery win, transforming her life. Then there was Matt Hurley, a bench warmer on his high school baseball team. Post his artistic venture on the tower, he surprisingly became the star of a crucial game, attracting scouts and eventually landing a spot in the minor leagues. The water tower has woven itself into the town's folklore, seen as a beacon of hope for those seeking a dramatic turn in their fortunes. As Ryan ascended, each rung sparked his imagination. Wow, it's a lot. Despite having secured a place at a prestigious university, he believed life had more to offer. He always thought things could be better. The university, the car his parents gifted him, even the apartment near campus. Reaching the top, he envisioned a myriad improvements to his already fortunate life. Uncapping his spray paint, he unleashed a stream of bright yellow paint onto the tower. With each stroke, his anticipation mounted, an electric energy building around him. But as he focused on his future, nature had other plans. Unbeknownst to him, the sky had darkened and distant thunder grumbling a forewarning. Ryan longed for change, and as he made the final stroke, a bolt of lightning answered his call. The change he sought was now irrevocably upon him. So he got struck by lightning. And it's almost like a greed thing because he already had a very fortunate life. He was seeking more than life had already given him. So it's almost poetic justice in a way. Let me finish reading this tower. So the tower's general message, the tower card signifies a period of sudden and inevitable change, often experienced as a dramatic upheaval or a profound awakening. This card may involuntarily bring a sense of shock or disruption as it represents the collapse of familiar structures or beliefs. However, it is important to recognize that the tower's destruction paves the way for a necessary and ultimately positive transformation. Okay, I'm not reading the rest of that. It's the same. It's good. But I've seen that where it's paving way for more. I've seen that where my neighbor across the street growing up had, every fall they would burn their yard. And I'm like, why are they burning this beautiful grass? Because they have the greenest lawn. And that's why, because they would burn it every fall. And then every summer, for some reason, burning the grass was this tower moment of doing away with the old. And then when it would come back spring, it would come back brighter and greener and thicker and just so beautiful. And they had the most beautiful lawn in the neighborhood. And I'm like, interesting. So I find that interesting here. What are we on? That was 4. 5 is Elemental Wisdom Tarot. This is an indie deck also. This tower I love. First of all, it's a water tower. I'm addicted to water towers. First of all, I love it because you can see the night sky inside the tower. There's stars inside this tower. And it's almost like the lightning, nature, is ridding the tower of the top so the night sky can shine through bright. And I, for some reason, just love that. Love it. Number 6 is the Sugar Skull Tarot, which I need to leave out. It's also a water tower. I love it. I love this deck so hard. I don't know why. I hate the cardstock. I hate that it's got pointy edges. But I love the cards. I love it. Number 7 is the Heartwood Tarot. Any of the Three Trees Tarot could be in this spot, but this is the newest one I got. This is the newest release one, so I'm leaving it here. Beautiful. Again, there's that whole nature aspect of things, and it almost reminds me of this little mouse watching this huge storm at night. Almost reminds me of my dog because she's terrified of storms. And it just puts it into perspective, seeing this tiny little mouse watching this huge storm take place. Interesting. Then we have the Alice in Wonderland Tarot. Now, this should probably be farther up on my list, but it's not. I just put them in order of the way I wanted them. I love this tower because it's literally you are the tower. And again, it almost feels like way back. It almost feels like way back in the Tarot of the She, where we have this release and new person breaking out of that tower. It almost feels like that, but in reverse here. This is like the negative of what happens when you don't break away from that tower moment. You get stuck in it, and quite often that's how I feel. And actually, real quick, let's only have 2 more after this. I'm going to look at the book and see what it says. This is an Inside Editions deck. Nobody likes their decks, but this is actually a really good one. This is probably my second favorite of the Inside Edition decks, and it's quite hard-hitting. So it says, description, disaster strikes as the White Rabbit's house when Alice indulges in a cookie that unexpectedly makes her grow to a gigantic size. The tower represents an abrupt, sudden catastrophe or collapse. While the tower symbolizes calamity and destruction, it's important to recognize that this message isn't always a doom and gloom as it sounds. Sometimes things need to end to make room for new beginnings. I'm not reading the rest of that. There's quite a bit more, but it's good. It's gets you to the point of what we need of, you know, the Tower. But it very much feels like the reversal of this card. Like she's embracing that Tower moment and ridding herself of it, and this one is stuck in that Tower moment. Then we have number 9 is the Slow Tarot. I don't know what it is, and I have not read the book on this. Let me check. Where's that book? Where's that book? Where's the box? I just had it. Where's my box? I don't know why, but I relate to this one the most. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's human. I don't know why. But, yeah, it's weird, right? The Tower. Hermit. Temperance. The Tower. A very tiny print. What goes up must inevitably come down. This is the lesson of the Tower. An edifice of stone and a respected social profile, a carefully stacked pile of cards, all are impressive accomplishments that we use to draw attention to our prowess. Another thing that unites these examples of the Tower is their inevitable doom and the spectacular nature with which they crumble. Wow. The Tower represents the seeker's hubris and the destruction that it can cause when they let their emotions rule their behavior. And this deck's calling me out. Because I told you guys in a previous video, one of my last videos I just did, I've been in this funk since Wednesday. It is September 22nd, 2024, Sunday. And I've been in a funk since Wednesday. Like, I hate everybody, and I don't know why. And I know I have no reason to feel that way, but I've been in my own Alice in Wonderland stuck in Tower moment since Wednesday, and I don't know why or how. And this card just called me out, basically. And I feel like, I do feel like Alice in Wonderland right now. Last card is... and that's from the Slow Tarot. That's an indie deck. This is the, oh my god, Fairy Lights Tarot by Los Scarabeo. This was one of my very first favorite Tower cards because they're all making it out safely. You can see. But you can clearly see the dust coming off. It's starting to crumble. And I just find that interesting. I don't know why, and I've never really read the book because it's a little white book. You know how it is with Los Scarabeo. But let's look at it real quick and see what it says. Because I've never read the book. I've had this deck forever. The box doesn't even work anymore. Like, it doesn't work. So let's see what it says in here. Why are they all so tiny? Strength Deborah Tower. The tower has a lot of writing in it. A village tower is struck by lightning. So it is a nature aspect here. From a clear blue sky, and those who sheltered within it flee for their lives. Something you took for granted as stable is about to change unexpectedly for better or worse. Interesting. And I've noticed here lately my powers, gifts, psychic gifts, psychic powers, whatever you want to call them, mediumship abilities have amped up the last week or two. And I think part of that was due to, and I think part of my funky mood is due to an overload of that. Like all of a sudden I'm like saying something and then it becomes a real thing seconds or minutes later. And even my new coworker that I've trained for the last month is like, you need to just stop talking because every time you talk, it happens. And I'm like, it's crazy. And it's almost like I was struck by the lightning and I have this electricity that's like leaking out of me. And that's the only way I can explain it. And then Wednesday, it just became so overwhelming that I just got in this funk and I'm just like, I don't know how to get out of it. And it's rained the last couple of days and now it's like 60 degrees and it was over 100 every day last week. And I'm like, what is happening? And I don't, like with my new person, we're getting like triple the amount of work because one of the sites is closing down. So we are one of the best sites they have that this company has. I ship contacts all day, and my company makes them. And now we've got all these new employees. There used to be like 9 of us total. Now there's like almost 20. They're expecting another 10 because we're getting almost 700 more lenses a day that they're talking. And I'm like, this is insane. And so I'm so used to a routine, and I'm so used to something happening. And it literally explaining a tower. Because all the stuff is changing. They've broke walls down. They've redone my room. I have is a completely new room. There's been so much construction and no quiet and no downtime for me. Like there's times when before I would, because I worked alone, there would be 2 or 3 hours in the day where I would just literally listen to meditation music and zone out and do my job. And I don't have that anymore. So I think that came to a head Wednesday. And I'm like, what is happening? So I need to figure out another way to kind of zone out at work or have those moments where to get those moments back is what I'm saying. Anyway, this was my BR to Musings by Mascha. This is my favorite top 10 favorite tower cards, and I feel like I'm in a tower moment, so this is part of why I did this video. I can't wait to see what they do for the next 2 weeks. I think it's going to be the star. I think they're going in order. I don't connect well with the star card, so we'll find out later what I have for that. But if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.